everyone. Welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zurcher, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the bullion knot and the cast-on bullion knot. The reason I grouped them into one video is because they're actually quite similar. The one way that they differ is in how the thread is being put onto the needle. I'll demonstrate all three weights, the number 8 weight, the number 5 weight, and the number 3 weight, and show you which needles to use for each one. So grab something to stitch, grab some thread, it doesn't matter which weight because I'll be doing all of them, and a needle. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So let's get started and come and stitch along with me. And I am going to do bullion knots on this upper edge using the same thread that I used to do the beaded coral stitch, which is a number 5. This is Sue Spargo's variegated eleganza. It's a number 5 and the colorway is EZM50. I have two choices as far as which needle to use for the bullion knot using a number 5. I can go ahead and use my number 1 Milner's needle, which is this. I can use a bullion knot needle, which is this. I'm going to use my bullion knot needle. I'm going to come up right against where my applique edge is. Pull my thread through, and then I'm going to go back to the point because this is where I want my first bullion knot. If you think of the bullion knot as a back stitch, that might help in that you're going back and then you're wrapping thread around. I'm going to wrap my thread. It doesn't matter whether I go this way or whether I go this way. Whichever way you want to go, just keep it consistent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to give me a little scallop. I keep my right thumb and index finger holding those wraps. I'm going to pull my thread, and using my fingernail here, I'm making sure that my bullion knot doesn't have any stray loops or gaps in the tension, that the tension on each wrap is about the same, it's even. I'm going to go back down where I came out. And there is my first bullion knot. I'm now going to come out just like a back stitch. I'm going to come out about the same distance. Pull my thread through, go back down where I want it to end, and then come back out very close to where that thread began. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to hold with my thumb and index finger, pull my bullion knot needle through. We're going to go back down, and then like a back stitch, I'm going to come up ahead of where I was, because then I'm going to go back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding with my thumb and index finger, using my nail to push those wraps down. Pulling my thread to the back. If I want a little bigger, and I could gradually increase my wraps so that it starts out laying flat and then it gets bigger and bigger and then you get bigger loops and then go decrease again, I could do that. You can really play with how many wraps, how much of a scallop you want. You can also play with the length, this length. Okay, so this time I'm going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it. Use my thumb to get those wraps down and secure it down. Go back out. That's my little bullion knot leaf. For the number 3, I'm going to use the bullion needle, and the Milner number 15 is so fat that I don't want that. I like this bullion needle for both the number 5 weight and the number 3 weight. By the way, Sue has all of these needles on her website, and she's done this color coding system where the cap of the needle is the color corresponds to the spools that she uses. So for instance, if you'll see here, her number 8s are all a green spool, her number 5s are all a purple spool, and her number 3s are all this turquoise blue spool. So on her Milner number 15, it has the turquoise blue cap, and on her Milner's number 3, she has a green cap, so that you know that it's corresponding to the thread weight, which I think is really clever. Makes things easier. I'm going to come up. I'm going to go down, come up again, close to where my original entry was. Let's see how many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I scooch that down, let's do 7. Go back down to that point. Come back up. For the number 8 bullion knot, I'll use my number 3 Milner's needle. I could go ahead and draw with a chalk pencil a line, or I can just wing it, and I'm just gonna wing it. With the number 8, it's a thinner thread, so I think I'll probably need more like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's scoot these threads down and give it 2 more, 12, just to be safe. I'm holding my wraps with my thumb and index finger of my right hand. I'm pulling my thread through, and I'm keeping my finger on those wraps, pulling them so that they move along as I tighten the thread. And I'm going to go back down into where I came up, and then I'm going to go out a distance away. So go down near to where that last thread ended, come out where the original thread comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold those wraps with my finger until the whole thing is down. Sometimes what happens is you get, especially those first 2 stitches, you can get this kind of a larger loop there. And that's only because the thread isn't evenly being distributed. But if you just kind of put your needle in like this, you can usually get that tension. And there we have it. We have number 8 weight, number 5 weight, and number 3 weight. I'm going to demonstrate now the cast on. I think I'm going to do a cast on bullion right in front of the coral stitch that I did in the same weight thread. So as I did with the bullion knot, I'm doing the same. It's the same idea. I come up, I'm going to go back, just like a back stitch. I'm going to come back up close to where my original thread came out from. Instead of wrapping, I'm going to do a cast on, which is this motion. If you've ever knitted, it's a similar thing. You're taking your thread, you put your middle finger or index finger, it doesn't matter, and you're doing this. You're twisting it around, and you're slipping that onto the needle. Okay, so slipping it around, coming onto the needle. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't think I'll need more than 7. Probably could have done 6. I'm then going to take my thread and I'm going to pull it around the back of the needle, because that is going to ensure that these cast-ons are on the outside of the little scallop that it's going to make, as opposed to going onto the inside. I want them on the outside. I'm going to hold my cast-ons with my thumb and index finger as I pull my thread. And there it is. I'm going to anchor my thread back down. And like a back stitch, I'm going to come up. I want these to be somewhat even. I'm going to pull my thread through. I'm going to go back down. I'm not going to go as close as I might if it was a bullion knot, because this is taking up some room and I don't want them to overlap. I'd like them to touch each other but not overlap. So it's the middle finger around and slip it over the needle. You can also do your index. Whatever feels most comfortable is fine. And as long as you twist in the same direction each time, you'll be fine. You don't want to mix it up. Take my thread, wrap it to the back of the needle, slide my needle through, holding my stitches with my right hand, and anchor it down. So here I'm at my final stitch. I'm coming up to the point. I'm going to go back down, come up, and do my cast-ons. Wrap my thread into the back, pull it through, and anchor it down. And there it is. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If there's a stitch that you'd like me to demonstrate, leave it in the comments section and I'll put it on my list. Here's to stitching together.